Venerable Westchester Country Club in Harrison, New York has witnessed many memorable moments, and 1988 was no exception. A four-man playoff would decide the tournament. With 7 second-place finishes to his credit, South Africa's David Frost, one of the tour's rising young stars, looks to break through for his first victory on the PGA Tour. Ken Green, who hails from nearby Danbury, Connecticut, wants nothing more than to win in front of his family and friends. Greg Norman, the most charismatic player in the game, makes his first appearance at Westchester. And the Spaniard Seve Ballesteros, runner-up at Westchester in '87, looks to capture his second Westchester title in 5 years. For New Yorkers, June is the month to leave the asphalt jungle behind, have some fun in the sun, as they converge at Westchester Country Club for the 21st annual Manufacturers Hanover Westchester Classic. At 6,779 yards, the par 71 West course is short by tour standards, yet it boasts 3 of the 4 toughest holes on tour. Much like a U.S. Open course, Westchester's greens are hard and fast. Players must avoid the long and wiry rough or suffer the consequences. The Classic will attract its share of big names, including past champions Ray Floyd and Bob Tway. Last year, Seve Ballesteros came to the final round hoping to capture his second Westchester title. He overcame a front 9 by birdieing 3 of the last 5 holes. His birdies at 17 and 18 put him in a playoff with J.C. Snead. On the first extra hole, not even this mighty blow would get Ballesteros out of the woods. Safely on in regulation, Snead had a short putt for par in his first Westchester title. The victory ended a 6-year winless streak. Entering the 3rd round of the 1988 Manufacturers Hanover Westchester Classic, Seve trailed by 3. Would Ballesteros make a move up the leaderboard?
Seve Ballesteros won this tournament in 1983, and then last year he lost in the playoff to J.C. Snead. He was 1 back going into the final round a year ago, and then courageously went for the green on the first playoff hole, the short par 4 10th hole. But he missed the green left and thus lost the playoff. This is for birdie to get to 4 under. His brother, Vicente, not far away, but still attending the flag. So we go to 13.
When you look at this hole, Pat, it is really difficult to get the ball close. You saw Ken Green hit a 7-iron for his second shot. He's got a chance. Look out. He's put it by a good 5 feet.
Ballesteros made his par. Ken Green has some difficult times left.
Ken Green, one of the tour's most flamboyant personalities, leads by 2 over Lauren Roberts. Green to save par at 13.
Leading by 2 shots over Lauren Roberts. He is not doing any lagging, Pat, putting it by a good 5 feet for this putt. But I guess you can go for it and make them if you can make those coming back.
And here we have Seve on 16. Pessimistic birdie putt. It's probably 30 feet down the hill, breaking right to left. It's currently at 3 under, 5 back of our leader, Ken Green. Not going to get there.
Ballesteros would tap in to remain at 3 under. David Frost, second out of the bunker, at the par 3 14th, comes up short. It would result in a bogey. His playing competitor and leader Ken Green just misses his birdie attempt. Green would remain at 8 under. Seve's third at the par 4 17. Leaves it short, and he would bogey to drop to 2 under par.
Our leader, Ken Green, is in danger of making his first bogey today after missing the green right. And a very delicate shot from the right side, and as you can see, he left it on the fringe. This is for par. A valiant effort, but the lead will now be just one.
Dick Mast and Loren Roberts trail Green by a single shot.
And this is Frost for par. Came out of the bunker in front of the green to this point. Keep in mind he has bogeyed the last 2 holes. This could stop that streak. Oh, a change in the momentum here.
Ballesteros eagle chip at 18. Brilliant. He finishes the day with a 2 under par 69, 4 under for the tournament. It was in the overgrown fields of Spain with only a makeshift 3-iron that a young Seve Ballesteros learned the game of golf. But it was from those humble beginnings that he learned to create a multitude of shots. His slashing go-for-broke style led him to 3 British Open titles and 2 Masters.
Now, I tell you, you just saw one of the best bunker shots you ever saw, Pat. That is some kind of talent, and that's why he's good.
If there's anybody that can figure out what to do here, this guy will figure it out. I'd just say, okay, Seve, you go get this shot.
He's a master at this shot.
He's got the great hands.
Keep his hands low. We'll pick it up, drop it on the ball, give this ball a little bit of height. Try to drop it as softly as you can. As softly as you can. Anybody better?
Nearly hold it.
Nobody's better.
After Seve making 3 there, he enjoys this golf course. I think his performance level has been great around here. He's won it, beaten by JC last year in the playoffs, so he knows he can play it well around here.
Now, this is Ken Green for par, right to left. No chance at all from the moment it left the club. He will drop back to 6 under, his lead, a slender 1 stroke over Dick Mast. Now, are we going to have a little flip? Yes, a rather disgusted flip. That was below the belt.
What do you think about your chances to win this tournament tomorrow now?
Pat, I've always believed if I'm 7 or 8 shots back with 18 holes to go, I've got a chance to win it. The advantage that I have, I can get it posted early, and if I can shoot 63 tomorrow, I think that's going to be a pretty close number.
Is it true he always wears something green? I mean, every time he plays, he has green. He's got a green glove and green socks on today, no, Greg?
Yeah, I think he always wears a green glove.
It looks so bad with your hand when you take it off.
Well, just in case he might win the Masters someday. It would all match.
Look at this. Look at this.
That's good putt.
Boy, he had it at dead aim on it. That's a very easy bird. So he will now go back to 7 under par.
Normally, you know, when you go out and shoot a 4 under par round of 67, you take the lead, you're running with confidence, but that's not the case, and for a particularly good reason.
I'm a little scared, I got to admit it. You know, I'm only 40 minutes away from Danbury, where I grew up, and to me, I couldn't ask for a better dream come true, just to win, you know, so close to my home. So I'm going to be quite nervous.
Green leads by 1. The final round of the 88 Manufacturers Hanover Westchester Classic next on PGA Tour Classic. Welcome back to PGA Tour Classic, the 1988 Manufacturers Hanover Westchester Classic.
Greg Norman said yesterday he felt if he shot 63 in today's final round, he could win this tournament.
That was birdie at number 8, the 455-yard dog leg to the left, and now number 9, his second shot from 220 yards, par 5, 505 yards. And watch this as a brilliant shot.
Is he ever on a roll?
Absolutely masterful. Goes to within 10 feet with a chance to make eagle and shoot a record-tying 30 on the front 9.
Here's the putt for eagle.
Downhill, a little bit left to right. And just that far short of shooting 30, but birdied 7, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Let's pick up Greg Norman now at 13.
20 yards. Drove it absolutely perfect. And again, another chance to make birdie on the 13th hole.
This is the second shot of Seve Ballesteros on this short par 4. That downhill putt could put him into a tie for the lead.
David Frost and Ken Green are tied with 3 players 1 shot back.
Seve won this tournament in 1983, and then last year lost the tournament in a playoff on this hole. We are tied by a third member. Ballesteros, Frost, and Green. Seve birdies the 10th hole all 4 days this week. Somewhat getting back to this little par 4 from the playoff a year ago as we go back to 13.
This is a very makeable putt. Of course, as we said, is missing the eagle at 9 and not making birdie like Ballesteros did at 10. This one here he needs, and that will put him in a 4-way tie for first.
Pretty straight.
Got to hit it firm.
Norman remains at 6 under par.
And first look at Ken Green. This is his pitch to this par 4, about 50 yards.
Norman's tee shot at the par 3 14th landed in the rough behind the green, and he's left with a delicate second shot.
Takes a lot of courage to play that shot. Fine shot by Norman to make that big a swing to 10.
Ken Green can take the lead alone this putt. Boy, that not a very courageous effort. This man who grew up in Danbury, Connecticut, about 50 miles from here, and he has a lot of friends in the gallery today.
Incredible as it may seem, this is Norman's first appearance ever at Westchester. Certainly making good use of it. Needs this putt for his par to maintain that momentum that he's gathered with a superb final round. Needs this to stay within 1 shot of the lead, now held by 3 players. Norman, who seems to exude confidence when he gets on a roll like this.
Seve Ballesteros, very pessimistic birdie putt. Watch the brakes on this thing. Well, we got it within the length of the flagstick. David Frost now putting up the incline and then down to the pin. That ridge about 8 feet in front of his ball now. So there's going to be a ridge to the hill. Downhill to the hole. Currently tied, David Frost.
Frost's par at the 11th kept him in a tie for the lead. Now it's Seve's turn.
This putt 4 apart to remain at -7. That will be for -6. Drop him out of a 3-way tie.
Frost and Green maintain their share of the lead at the 88 Westchester Classic.
Second shot of Greg Norman. At 15, he has 1 back the lead. He has hit the longest drive of the week on this hole. 80 yards to the front, about 100 yards to the hole. And he did not make it up the second tier.
And now from short of the green, one of our co-leaders, Ken Green, is in the right trees. A magnificent shot to get the ball here. All you're trying to do from down there is just keep it on that shelf back there, and you get a pretty good putt.
Norman off that downhill lie was not able to get it back to the hole. This putt will break right to left as it climbs the slope and could tie him for the lead. settle for par. He started today with 14 golfers in front of him. And now there are only 2 as we go to 12.
David Frost has 210 yards from the deep rough. Ooh, that is to oblivion, to 11.
Oh, as we just catch Ken Green, our leader, tee putting from the front of the green from about 70 feet. A well-earned par as he kisses the ball. That is beautiful. And let's go to 12.
Seve Ballesteros has not got a bad lie at all. He's not on the steep down slope, and he's got 170 yards, 175 yards to the flagstick. And it's placed enticingly close to the right-hand edge of the green today, just 4 yards from the right. Oh, what a glorious stroke.
In 1982, from this very spot at Westchester, Bob Gilder experienced a magical moment on 18 when he broke out his 3-wood in the 3rd round and drove his second shot 251 yards onto the green and into the hole for a double eagle. Bob's incredible shot led him to victory. Welcome back to PGA Tour Classic, the 1988 Manufacturers Hanover Westchester Classic. After a beautiful second shot into the par 4 12th, Seve has a 20-footer for birdie and a share of the lead.
Coming uphill. Now, that took a cruel hop from the moment it left the club face.
Ballesteros would make his par and remain at 6 under. Norman, a winner at the 88 MCI Heritage Classic, on the tee at the par 3 16th. Good looking swing.
That's how you got to play it. Take it right in the middle of the green. Let's go to 12.
David Frost for a par. This putt moves from left to right. And this is to maintain a share of the lead with Ken Green, who is playing the 12th hole right behind him and probably won everything. Good final round scoring by David Frost, averaging 69, which is why he's had so many near misses.
The bogey drops Frost into a tie for second. Ken Green all alone at the top. 3 others 1 shot back.
And now Ken Green, 4-iron from 195 yards. And that's a very good and safe shot.
At the 16th, Norman.
The Shark is circling. He's got about a 40-foot birdie putt. Uh-oh. A cool happening on his voyage in. Oh, that looked good. A 2 here. He would float to the 17th tee. But a well-done 3. Well done 3. He remains at -6, 1 shot out of the lead.
Green's birdie attempt at the par 4 12th.
Green seeking his 3rd victory. There you come over the ridge, and now it gathers pace down towards the hole. Well, I think that's a very, very good lag indeed.
He remains at 7 under.
David Frost now for par. After being in the right rough in 2, pitch to here, and can't lose another shot. And he does it. Good up and down from Frost. He made it 6 under par.
He is some solid player. Now Ballesteros, par putt.
Good par.
Right in the heart.
But remains at 6 under par.
And we go to 17.
Greg Norman has looked at this from every angle. It's basically a putt that will drift a little to his right. as it gets close to the hole. Just had too much bite on this second shot. Yes. Well, that rattled the back of the hole. And so Greg Norman is tied for the lead.
Ken Green has this left for his par.
Boy, there's no doubt. No doubt. You're impressed with the putt he made at number 11. Coming down the hill to save par. And another one here. You don't want to leave it too often. It's getting near the end, and you can't keep leaving yourself that length for par.
To 14.
To the European Tour's all-time leading money winner. Needs this for birdie. Back into a tie for the lead.
Watch out! Watch out! We're seeing a show from the game's best. First Norman, then Ballesteros.
Following his birdie at 17, Norman found the left rough with his tee shot at the par 5 home hole.
Sounded like he got it clean.
He's got the bunker, though, Pat. But he got it way up in the bunker. That is really a big hit. But if he was back about 20 yards, it'd be almost impossible. But he's up near the front of the bunker with a chance to put the ball near the hole.
Back at 14, Green with a chance to regain the lead.
So Green, with that slight irreverence, I guess you could call it disdain for convention, is very comfortable among the leaders here.
Labeled arrogant, emotional, and reckless, Green was turning heads with his style, which most notably included his famous club toss.
Each person's got to find out what's right for them. For Ken Green, his tension release is, letting out a little blurb or tossing my club to Joe. I toss the club to him, good shot, bad shot, doesn't matter. But that's my tension release. Other guys, they just go, or they've got a little something inside them that they don't need to do anything. I'm kind of an emotional person, so I need to let out a little something. There's some guys that have tried to, express to me that that's not necessarily the way to do it, but I've never had an argument with anyone out here, and I accept what they say, and sometimes I may listen and change some things, and other times I just do what I do. Whatever I do, it's never with thought, with much thought. I am a spontaneous person. I go by what the body says.
Frost in trouble off the tee at 15.
Get out! You're out!
Great looking shot by Frost. No action coming out of that rough, and he is going to have a hard time from there. Seve, meanwhile, has driven it perfectly. He has an 8-iron in his hands, looking right down at this green. That's a good shot, and it stays on the plateau as we go to 18.
Greg Norman has this left for the outright lead.
He needs it to get to 8. Got it. Courageous second shot at the bunker. Marvelous bunker shot and a pressure putt for birdie. Puts him to 8 under par. All alone for a while. He shoots 64. Pat, one off what he said he had to shoot.